Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm your host Paul Jasson. Thank you for joining us on what for us here today as we're taping is a beautiful Tuesday downtown Lancaster. Second half of the show today, this is kind of an all military, all veterans kind of show today. Second half, we'll be talking to Park Russell. Park is the director of the Veterans Service Commission up on 33 near the airport in that little strip mall. They have a reasonably new office up there, and they're an organization, the Veterans Service Commission, which does all things for veterans. They are a big help to veterans all over, and can be still a help to a lot of veterans who had service a long time ago. There are benefits available out there. They're always trying to get the word out. We'll talk to Park Russell about that in the second half of the show. But the first half of the show, it's always fun time when it gets to be late October, around the 1st of November. We know one of the things always coming out at 11/11 at 11 o'clock, that's how I remember it, is Veterans Day Parade, and with us is the chairman of that, Mary Austin. Mary, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Paul. I'm fine. I'm really good.
Well, nice to have you here. And again, 11/11, it seemed like we just weren't that long ago. We did Memorial Day, and it kind of come around pretty quickly. This is always Memorial Day is a wonderfully moving program out of Forest Rose Cemetery, and things go on. But this one, which will occur right behind us over at Veterans Park over there, where things happen,
yes.
and that's just a very solemn, in most cases solemn, and just a nice ceremony to honor
yes.
our military.
Yes, and it's a beautiful day usually. Sometimes we have cold weather.
Sometimes it's cool, but even if it's cool, if it's sunny out and it's a nice day, that's a good day to turn out.
Yeah.
And it always helps, I know, unless it's a Sunday. We also have lucky enough to have Ben Factor and the Lancaster Band of Gold, and they always have
yes.
a tremendous turnout. And we have them this year.
Yes, because it's Monday.
Yep,
the band will
good.
be in there.
So again, it's Monday, November 11th. That's the time, and the actual, we'll talk about how it all lines up and where it goes, but the actual ceremony behind us over at Veterans Square over there is at 11 o'clock. So it's 11/11 at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
And again, I know you invite anybody to be in the parade, but they need some type of military connection.
Yes, they could be a business as long as they honor a veteran
yes.
and have some kind of veteran theme in there. Not selling hamburgers,
yes,
whatever.
It's not your holiday parade.
No, not your holiday parade.
Yeah.
It is a Veterans Day parade. They have to be honoring a veteran.
So this all begins down at the fairgrounds, and I think the initial time they want everybody there around 10 o'clock because
yes.
you step out promptly
at 10:30. Yes, the parade starts promptly at 10. Anybody wanting to be in the parade, of course, has to be there by 10.
Yeah.
So you can line up. We have plenty of room on the floats if you want to ride or you want to walk. You want to bring your bicycle. Sometimes it's a very lovely day to ride a bike. Yeah. It is on Monday the 11th. We're one of 4 in the state that actually have it on Veterans Day.
And I know lots of times Veterans Day actually generally is moved around. Sometimes it will be on a Monday, but that's when it's convenient for places to be off and things to close. But I will say for this parade, and that's one of the things I've always enjoyed about it, it's always Veterans Day.
Yes.
Regardless of when the 11th falls, that's when Veterans Day is celebrated in Fairfield County.
Yes, on the 11th.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We're very fortunate and happy that the mayor and the city allows us to do that.
Yeah, and we've been very fortunate over the years with the parade. The mayors, I can think back as far back as Art Wallace and Dave Smith and Brian Kuhn and the other mayors that have come through the system. Everybody's always taken time on what would be a day off for most of them, not even to be working, but they come out, they spend at least an hour with the veterans over there and see everybody. And Mayor Dave Scheffler is no different. He'll be there this year.
He will be there. Also, we have a special treat this year. For the first time in a long time, the U.S. Army Recruiter Station here in town is going to come out and help us organize and make sure all the kids are safe and everything. So we'll have some recruiters, actual service members that are serving out there helping us this year.
And again, the parade lines up at the fairgrounds. You'll see where everybody is in there. Just go in the main entrance, and you'll see them. Kind of starts at 10 o'clock, and then at 10:30 you step off, and it's not that far down. And one of the neat things that occurs on that walk is going by what was the old North School, and it occurred there, but now it's at Mount Pleasant School. Tell us what's going to happen.
At Mount Pleasant School, as we pass down Broad Street, the principal and all the children and the teachers and some family members are going to come out from the school, all 657 children.
Nice.
They're going to line both sides of Broad Street. Have you ever been in a parade and seen those kids line that street with the little flags? It is a sight to behold. It's really awesome. And the VFW 1516 kindly donated all 700 flags for the kids to be holding that day. And candy. We're going to give it to the principal after.
Nice. After.
So we don't have no kids running in the street. So they'll have a little treat after.
And I've talked to Steve Wigton, superintendent of the schools here, and thanked him for that, for allowing the schools to be involved in this, because this is important for young people just to get a sense of what this day is all about.
Yes, it is. It's very important. It brings tears to your eyes as you pass and see those signs that all the kids make thanking you and everything. It's really, the veterans do appreciate that.
Well, it begins around 11 o'clock. We try to get it right at 11 o'clock as quickly as around that time as they can. Mary will do an introduction and welcoming everybody, and then we'll have the invocation by Pastor Tony Salvatore. Tony is retired now, but most recently, of course, was director of Maywood Mission. He'll give the invocation, and then we'll have a proclamation by the mayor. And sometimes there's other people that show up for proclamations. Always glad to have a mayor.
Oh,
That's always nice.
Always nice.
Yeah. And then it's really a time when the veteran service organizations, and there are a lot of them around. I think most of us think of Post 11, the American Legion Post, but there's a lot of other ones, VFW and Vietnam veterans and Olive Dale veterans. There are lots of veteran organizations here in Lancaster in this area. They all have an opportunity to come up, say a few words, and welcome everybody. And many of them open their doors after the ceremony to come to their place, and they have lunch down there, so that's nice. And the Band of Gold will be doing the national anthem, and then after that there's always a nice wreath laying ceremony right over there.
Right over there, and Post 11 is going to be laying the wreath this year.
Nice.
And also this year we have 3 VFWs going to be involved. I heard from Chuck Keller, the Baltimore VFW wants to be in the parade.
Well, good.
So we'll have the 2 from Lancaster and the 1 from Baltimore. We have Amanda, Post 57, that's going to come down and be in the parade, along with the American Legion Post 11, Ann Vets, the Purple Heart, the Marine Corps League, the 40 and 8, the DAV, and Olive Dale veterans, and the Vietnam Veterans of America. They're really appreciative of everything that we do and all the ceremonies. We'll have the national anthem and then the wreath laying ceremony by Post 11. And
you rotate that around every year?
Yes.
That goes to different organizations? Post 11 this year?
Post 11 this year, and we're honored to have them and all the organizations. And if anyone wants to come, if they belong to a service organization from the outlying counties, they're all welcome to come and join us.
And what we've seen over the last, several years, many years now, is the crowds are nice down there.
Oh, yes.
They get a good crowd. Again, we hope for good weather at this time of the year. You never know when you get into the fall time of the year. Again, some years have been very cold. If it doesn't rain, that really doesn't matter. But it can be very cool down there, so dress appropriately for that. But the whole ceremony won't take more than 40 minutes, let's see it, and it's just a good time to honor veterans.
Yeah. When that bell chimes 11 o'clock, we start.
Try to get
Yes.
going. Yeah.
We've been on time ever since.
And then at the end, you kind of have a neat thing going on. There's a nice balloon launch, and those are the funeral homes kind of involved in that. They get it going. They have their personnel man it. The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home and Sheridan Funeral Home, the 2 local funeral homes here in town, combined for that. And there's a nice balloon launch right there, and that kind of wraps up everything, hopefully around 11:40 or so.
Yeah, it's around 11:30, 11:40.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little quicker, depending on how long-winded people get.
You've done this for a lot of years, and it's probably not very hard, difficult, let's say. It's not difficult to get the everybody that you need here involved, because they all know what it means. They all know what a special time it is, like a Tony Salvatore or the mayor or the band. They all get involved. Mount Pleasant School down here, they all know to get up because it's an annual thing. Everybody's more than happy to do it.
And sometimes they come back year after year, and then sometimes they skip a year. Like St. Mary's would come down and play, their band would play down here in the square. And then last year they didn't because it was on Sunday. So it's fine if you skip a year, as you come back. We're a very small parade. It's very small, but it means a lot to the veterans that are in the parade that you come out and support them. Because Monday is not a holiday for everyone.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
So, but it should be. Veterans Day should be a holiday for all people, veteran and civilian.
And that's some of the people. When you look out in the crowd there are people that, in many cases, aren't involved in any way in the parade, but they're and maybe they have veterans that they're kind of honoring in their own heart or thinking about it. But many times there are people just there that they know this is the right thing to do.
Yes.
That this is a parade that truly honors veterans and people in the service now and veterans and other people in branches of the military, and they just come out to just say thanks.
Yes, just to say thank you. And if you're a spouse or a child of a veteran, you could be in the parade. I'm a veteran and also a Blue Star mother now. My son's in the Air Force.
Very good.
So if you're a mother of a veteran and want to be in the parade and to remember your son and just to see, you're more than welcome, or a child. Bring your children.
Yeah, I think that's important, and it's always nice to see young people, very small children, come out to this.
Yeah.
Like again, the school down there, when they turn out, it's nice to see young people kind of getting indoctrinated to this, so that when they grow up, there's a sense of this in their lives.
Sense in it. Hear the thank you from the town. Yeah. This is a wonderful town for veterans to be in. We have such great services here. And we encourage all veterans to get involved in some kind of way with one of the services.
Sure.
Because they're the people that fight for your rights. Like Park Russell, who's coming up, his office is awesome. I have a little prejudice. I used to work there. So
very good.
I used to work with Park and his crew, and they're very great what they do.
So it's Veterans Day observances, and again, it's easy to remember, 11/11, November 11th at 11 a.m. It starts right behind us here at Veterans Park over by the Sherman statue right there. It begins fairgrounds at 10 o'clock, steps off at 10:30, gets here at 11. Really a brief ceremony, 35, 40 minutes, and it's over.
And if you still want to be in the parade, you could be up to right before we step off. The number 740-407-7292. Just contact me. You can get it anywhere in there from 5 minutes till it kicks off.
Get involved.
Get involved.
Thank Mary Austin for what you do each year and getting involved in this. Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Mary Austin with the Veterans Day Parade. We'll be back in Fairfield today in just a moment.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome to the Green Machine. Like to be part of Green Machine, keep me busy, and it's also important that we do it together as a group, and we plow and plant, and we have lots of produce. We have tomatoes like one here, and gourds, cucumbers, squash, strawberries, beets, microgreens. We also have flower arrangement, and we also sell bags, those tote bags out of animal food bags, and we sell them out in the market, farmers market.
It's a special place that keeps people healthy by eating a couple fruits and vegetables. I always show people, first time they pick raspberries and green beans, I show them how to do it like they do it wrong. Picking raspberries and green beans is simplest, easy for me. We're entering some things in the fair like pumpkins. The gourds were growing, and everyone likes them. Tasty.
Welcome back to Fairfield today. Paul Jasson with you. Thank Mary Austin for taking time to stop in and talk about the very wonderful Veterans Day parade and ceremony that will be coming up here on, again, 11/11 at 11 a.m., November 11th at 11 a.m. right behind us at the Veterans Park. I want to mention the good folks here at Fairfield Federal. Even though it's the fall time of the year now and things are moving toward quickly Thanksgiving and then the real holidays right behind that, still not too late if you're looking at perhaps purchasing a home, renovating the home you have, still making some changes on that. The weather's still holding out for that. You could still get that done. Lots of opportunities there. And if money is part of that equation that you're putting together on what you plan to do, fairfieldfederal.com is a good website to begin at. Just by looking up the website, they have lots of answers right there in terms of loan availabilities, the rates, how it's all done, people you can call and talk to here at the West Side branch, up at the Pickerington branch. All that information is on there with phone numbers you can talk to. And again, they're local people that are making the local decisions. We always try to highlight that. I think in many cases that can determine where you go for a loan. And if you can deal locally, generally that's a better way to go. And certainly the folks here at Fairfield Federal, local for many, many years, and they're great people to deal with. Again, all their names, phone numbers, everything's on the website. Lots of other information, where the ATMs are, the addresses, the phone numbers of the people you talk to, the rates, just anything you want to know. Business, banking, personal banking, internet banking is so huge right now, certainly involved in that with Fairfield Federal. So I'd encourage you, if you have any of these kind of money questions, a good place to start is fairfieldfederal.com. Good to have Park Russell back with us, Executive Director of the Veteran Service Commission. And just a couple of weeks ago, I got to see you, talk to you a little bit at the fair.
Yes.
Your group has a nice booth out there, a presence at the Fairfield County Fair. And I'd say that in terms of numbers, this is one of the bigger events you probably do all year.
It is, and it's one of our best ways to reach out to veterans and also inform them of the latest changes that are coming along. But we had a very good, successful fair, and we had a very good ceremony, and it was very good.
And I only got to see you it was the Veterans Day, Monday morning of the fair. We went out there and we chatted a little bit, but then later that day you had a ceremony across the track over by where the old fairgrounds is now gone over in that area. So well attended, nice ceremony?
Yes, it was. It was well attended, and it also allowed veterans to talk to the Congressman Stivers, who was there, and we had our state rep was there, Tim Schaefer, and we had the director of Ohio Department of Veteran Services there.
Nice.
And it was really a good time, and it allows veterans to interact with people up above and share some of the issues that they're having.
Well, it's great that the fair now has seen their way to make an official day for Veterans Monday. And you handed out a nice little kit bag there, had a shirt and a flashlight and a nice medal you gave to all the veterans, and really a nice way to honor them. And again, Park and his group, Veteran Service Commission, I hope you're familiar with them, but they do all things veterans to help veterans. We'll talk about some of the things they do, but really you're being at the fair, you're doing this show, doing things. It's always about getting the word out that things are available to veterans.
Things are available, and things are constantly changing. What may have been 4, 5, 10 years ago aren't the same today. And that's what I'm glad to be here today to share some of those things.
Well, and again, we talked at the fair, and again, they had a nice little kit bag you could get with some nice goodies to veterans, and that was nice. But one of the things we talked a little bit about there, and again, you say things are always changing. One of the big changes is this blue water Navy off the coast. I just remember reading about that a while back. Don't know much about it because I wasn't a Navy person, but this has the capability of involving a lot of people.
It does. It was approved and passed and signed by the President. It takes effect January 1st of next year. it's very important for those who have served on a ship off the coast 12 nautical miles. That equals about 15 plus miles off the coast of Vietnam. And that they now declare you exposed to Agent Orange. There are many different symptoms with that. And I know, looking out there at all of you, many of you have applied and been turned down, been rejected by the VA stating you're off the coast. That's changed now. And I'm asking you to come back in. We have to restart the process over. I know it's grueling, but it's worth it. And that's what we want to do, is try to get you back in January. Even though you filed before, you have to bring the same stuff in and have a current diagnosis, and we will be more than glad to start the process again.
And again, as you indicated, things change. Just because 5 years ago it didn't work out,
right,
that may not have an effect on what occurs now. Things have changed.
Things have changed. And the law, I know veterans can get frustrated. I've been doing this for 19 years.
You know frustration.
They have been denied, and I know what a denial's like. But now we can get it approved. They now recognize it. And that's what we're trying to do, is get the word out. If anyone's watching out there and have a family member that isn't, please get the word out to them to come back in.
So not only can that person come in, but now something else that's out there is widows of Blue Water Navy, which is kind of part and parcel with the other.
Yes. I know veterans have passed away, and the widows have been left basically abandoned. And now they can come and apply. You need to provide a death certificate, proves the cause of death, and we can go from there and help them. I know it's a long process, but the benefits are there, and you're worthy of that because you've lost your spouse because of exposure to Agent Orange. And so we want them to come in also. And the best way to start that is call us at 740-652-7920. So we can tell you what you need to bring in.
And your website address is? I've spring this on you, I know.
FCVSC.org.
Okay. And you can also go on the county website, Fairfield County website.
Yes.
Just use your search engine, Fairfield County. It'll come up with agencies or organizations that, like the auditor and all that. Well, this is one of those organizations, the Veteran Service Commission. And what's your address out there on 33 now?
3044 Columbus Lancaster Road, Northwest. We're right past Myers. Before you get to the airport, we're right next to the Amish store there called Miller's, and that's where we're located at.
Is that location, because before you've been up the hill here and you've been a couple different places. Has this worked out well? You got good parking there?
Good
close?
Parking. It's a ground floor. It's easy to get in and out of, and you have privacy now.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing you talked about earlier. I think is worth noting here, that maybe you have had in the past a bad experience.
Yes.
And again, 19 years. He's seen, I'm sure, things that would break your heart in terms of veterans perhaps getting denied over what many feel were a legitimate cause. But those things change, so I wouldn't always assume that once that happened that it's forever. There may be changes, so certainly should call you up and talk about it.
If it's not with that issue, any other issue you may have with education, burial, any other disability claims, or for financial assistance, we're there. You can just call that number or stop by the office and we'll help you.
And again, that's Park and the whole staff out there at the Veteran Service Commission. That's what they're there for, is there are opportunities for financial aid, for assistance, for lots of different things that the Veteran Service Commission does. And again, I'd look at their website. They can certainly explain a lot of those things right there. It's a very good website. Gives you all that information. And if you have any question, just call you or your staff. You've got the help there for them.
Yes, we do. And we cover pretty much from Vietnam on with the veterans that work in there, so we can relate to you. And if you're a female and you want to talk to another female, I have a veteran service officer in there that can accommodate that.
So again, the whole key out there is just trying to come up with people and plans that help people. I guess that's what you're trying to get the word out, that there is help out there.
Yes, there is. And we are a listening ear. We'll be more than glad to listen to you and try to help you any way we can.
What are the hours out there at your office?
We're open at 8 to 4, Monday through Friday, and we're there. We rotate our lunches, so there's someone always there.
And again, you're just trying to get the word out. In the last few years, are you seeing more younger people come in? Is that your audience anymore? Is that the people that come in? Or as you try to spread the word on things even as far back as Vietnam, do you see some people still come in from that era
Yes,
who have
we
questions
do.
and opportunities?
We do see some. The biggest thing we run into the younger veterans, we say, that served in Iraq or Afghanistan, they're kind of hesitant to come in. I ask you, don't be hesitant. Like I said, we've got people who've been there themselves, and we can relate to you.
And you've got people there that probably served in those wars, young people
Yes,
that are involved
we
in
do.
that,
Yeah.
as you say, with Vietnam, or maybe a woman comes in, is
Yeah.
more comfortable with a woman.
Yes.
Maybe in Iraq or Afghanistan, maybe one of those veterans might feel more comfortable talking
Yes.
to someone who served in country with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that we have people there. Like I said, we are trying our best to get the word out, or to family members to get the word out. I understand people are hesitant, thinking we're the VA. We're not. We're a county office. We're veterans also, and we've been there. So that's what I want to relate to.
You're not going to give physicals out there.
No,
That's not something you're going to do. You're there to help them in paperwork and other ways.
Paperwork, and I can tell you that can be very frustrating.
Are you still involved, and I didn't ask you this before because I still have my card, still involved with the recorder's office, my friend Gene Wood, who's the Fairfield
Yes.
County recorder. You still have that program on?
Yep.
And you can get a card up there, and many discounts available that veterans might not
discounts.
be aware.
Yep. You just have to take your original discharge up there, room 205, second floor, and on Main Street here, and they'll help you. 210 Main Street.
Yep. Be up on the, I guess that's the second floor up there.
Second floor.
Yeah. Take the elevator up at Gene Wood's office up there at the recorder's office. Again, Park, I hope we help get the word out. Again, great job at the fair this year. You're getting involved in all that. I guess that's just getting the word out. That's always your plan. That's
Yes.
always what you're trying to do.
And I thank you for having me here today.
Park Russell, Executive Director of the Veteran Service Commission. And again, look them up, search them out. They have a good interactive website. Things are always changing out there, so it's worth, if you haven't done it for a while, look them up, see what's on the website, see if something maybe fits you or your family's needs, and something that perhaps either you've been turned down before or maybe you've never applied. Good chance to go on their website and look that up. Thanks, Park, for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.